Hey Leo, how are you guys? Welcome to your September monthly tarotscope. My name is Chelsea. I will be guiding you through your reading today. So you can apply your sun, moon, rising and Venus sign to this reading. If it resonates, please do comment, like, share and subscribe. Okay, so Leos, my lovely Leos, how may you be feeling in the month of September? What does Leo need to know for September 2019? And is there anything that my lovely Leos need to be aware of? Sun, moon, rising and Venus sign. Leo. Okay, Queen of Swords. So perhaps for some of you, this month will be about letting go and cutting away loose ends, cutting away things that need to be cut loose in order for you to move forward. I feel like the star reverse, some of you need to tap in more into your intuition, more into your emotional state, your intuitive state. I feel like for some of you, you guys have focused so much on the external world that you've kind of forgotten about the internal world. So for some of you, it's being out of tune with your intuition. I think probably more so using logic than using intuition, and that's okay, because of course you want to get to the core of things, you want to get to the bottom of things, but you want to get to the bottom of things with logic, and you forget that sometimes you have to use emotion in order to understand why certain things take place the way that they do. With the Hermit here, some of you will want to go into a deep reflective mode. Brilliant, because for some of you that is what you need. For some of you, you feel as though everything has been creeping up on you. Things have been, you've tried to push things towards the back of your mind, but yeah, there's certain things that you need to take care of emotionally that just can't be present in the physical moment, if that makes sense. So in order for you to overcome certain things, you will have to go within. You will have to, work from the inside out. And for a lot of you, you guys like to work from the outside in. I get it. But this month is really all about putting down those external influences and focusing on internal with the Nine of Pentacles here. For some of you, it means going in and reflecting on what's happened over the past few months. There may be someone that you just haven't been connecting with recently, or this may even be yourself. You just haven't been connecting with yourself recently. And it's becoming more hard for you to kind of push away what's actually been going on and what's actually been happening. And so now you must face it. You're being encouraged to face it, if anything, because it will be something that can benefit your growth, And the more that you decide to push it away, the more that you decide to refuse to see it, you're just in the same position as what you always were. And we don't need that. We need to go within in order to transform and come, without on the outside. If that makes sense. I don't know, but okay. So with the Nine of Pentacles here, you guys are really focusing on yourself, or you really need to focus on yourself. Three of Swords reversed. For some of you, this means separation. This means separating from someone quite close to you. Your paths just do not resonate anymore. Your paths just do not connect anymore, and that is okay. You can still remain friends. You can still remain, quite close, because you guys served in each other's growth a whole lot. but just something between you guys just is not sitting well at the moment. And you need to focus on yourself. You need to bring your attention back to yourself. And it's not even saying, you know, bring your attention back to yourself in the sense of physically. It's emotionally. For some of you, like, you use your logic so much that you forget that your emotion plays a big part in things as well. And so now it's like you need to go back to the drawing board and go inwards in order to give yourself this self-care that you need to figure out what's actually missing. Because what might be missing is the fact that you don't tend to your emotional self as much as what you need to. Because that's the thing. When you guys go through something, you like to just not ignore it, but you guys like to put in creativity. You guys like to put something into it in order to receive the results from it, if that makes sense, with the Page of Wands here. You guys like to kind of like transcend that emotional pain or emotion of what you're feeling into something that's going to benefit you in the external world. And I get it. It's good to put your creative talents to use. It's good to put your emotions to use. But sometimes it's simply just about feeling it. It's simply just about being and sitting with it. So with the Page of Wands here, you guys are going to try to use this pain to create something from it. And honestly, you're just being advised to feel it. You're just being advised to feel it. You don't need to do anything with it. Just feel it. Just feel it. Because 5 of Cups, you guys feel as though you need to overcome it just as quickly as what it is presented to you. Like, you guys feel as though once something's presented to you, once an emotion is presented to you, then quick, let's do something about it. Sometimes it's just about bringing that pace back down, slowing it down, and just being, just feeling. Sometimes that's all you need, just to feel. Some of you might have been seeing confirmations of certain things through butterflies, through connecting with nature, through synchronicities in terms of butterflies or angel numbers. This is your message to slow down. It's okay to, you know, work. It's okay to do the things that you want to do and transcend painful emotion into doing something physically with it, but sometimes you just need to slow down. Sometimes you just need to give yourself a break, and that's okay. You guys felt at a loss, but saying that you understand why this is happening, you understand that you need to go inwards, because some of you know that this calling has been presenting itself to you for quite a while, but you've just refused to take it. 4 of Cups reversed. You've refused to take it. Even when it's being presented to you, you just refuse it. And so now it's like a realization that actually I need to take that break. I need to take that time to myself to just go inwards and to reflect and to understand what it is that I really want. Because my direction is a bit altered at the moment, and to be honest, I'm doing the things that I have been doing, but am I really fully in it anymore? 4 of Pentacles. am I really fully in it anymore? Or am I just clinging onto it for the necessity of having it? Am I just clinging onto something because I'm used to it? Am I just clinging onto it because I'm comfortable? These are the things that you need to question, Leo. These are the things that need to be understood whilst going inwards. Ace of Swords. Truths. These are the things that need to be understood so that you can move forward with precision. You need to be direct about how you feel too, because some of you aren't being direct with how you feel, you're just holding it in. And when you hold it in, you know, sometimes your words can be a bit too much when you finally decide to release. So maybe it's time that you finally decide to release, but decide to release it in a way that is healthy for you. By going inwards and by being truthful to yourself and to others. But not truthful in the sense of hurting their feelings consciously. You know, sometimes we can't help but hurt someone's feelings, but, you know, use your words wisely would be my advice. Some of you are holding back saying whatever it is that you feel to someone, even though you do feel it, even though you do feel as though things aren't the same anymore. Some of you are not saying it, probably through fear of change, fear of hurting the person that is closest to you or has been closest to you. Whew. Some of you just need to be honest. Truly. It's like you want to wait for this person to come to you, but you're the only one that feels this way. This other person may recognize it, but they won't speak to you about it. Queen of Cups reversed. They won't speak to you about it. You won't speak to them about it. So you're in the same cycle. No one wants to express themselves. You don't want to express yourself because you're like, once I express myself, there's no going back. Once I really decide to be truthful with my emotions, there's no going back. There's no turning back. I can't go back on my word, and so I'd rather keep it. I'd rather keep it and refuse to make a decision that will alter my future. And so you remain stuck, the Hanged Man. And so you remain stuck because part of you wants to be truthful. Part of you wants to tell the truth and be open and honest with how you feel, but part of you doesn't want to admit it to yourself or admit it to another. And that is where your stagnancy remains. Because it's all good going inwards and doing this, you know, self-nurturing, self-healing, but if you're not being honest with yourself and with another, then you're doing a disservice to yourself. Truly. Because you're refusing to see what your soul is telling you, what your heart is telling you. Like, yeah, you're doing one job, great, but the next job, you're not, you know? And you can't have one without the other, because that's when the scales become unbalanced. Oh, did you hear that crack? I did. So sometimes it's about using your emotions instead of your logic. Sometimes logic can deter us from how we really feel, and so we decide to not express ourselves because logically maybe what I'm feeling isn't right. But what is right and what is wrong? You know? You decide that. You decide what is right and what is wrong. Look how my hair is sticking up. My hair did not want to cooperate this morning. Oh well. So yeah, some of you feel stagnant with your emotions. Some of you don't want to speak the truth on something because you're too scared to lose it. Or you're too scared to be honest because you know once you are honest, that's what may lead to this heartbreak. And this doesn't even need to be a romantic relationship. This can be your career. You've decided that actually this doesn't feel right for me anymore. But I don't want to admit it because as soon as I admit it, that's when things will change. I get it. But there's nothing worse than following a route that is not for you. You can always alter the direction of your life once you are honest with yourself and with other people. If you need to be honest with other people, that is. You don't need to feel stuck because you can make those decisions that you need to make and you can be honest with yourself and remain not stuck. Come out of that period. But for September, you guys are wanting to go inwards and wanting to do that self-work, that self-healing, that self-care, that self-love. But if you're not being honest with yourself, then how do you expect anything to change? We can go inwards for so long, but again, if you're not honest with yourself, then it's just a facade, it's just a mask that you're wearing to keep up this appearance that isn't you anymore. You know, we change, we consciously change, we always change. Just like cycles, just like, you know, just like a cycle. We're always transcending, we're always transforming, we're always, you know, breaking down certain barriers and pushing away certain things that no longer serve us, and it's okay. It's about embracing those sides of ourselves and celebrating those sides of ourselves that have changed, because if we didn't change, we'd remain stuck, we'd remain stagnant. Embrace those changes, even if they are painful, even if they are not what you had expected or not what you had thought in the first place. You may have started something and you're not happy with it anymore, and that's okay. Doesn't mean that you've given up completely, it just means that you're changing course. And again, that's okay. So what can Leo expect for September? I was about to say December. Why is December coming up? Oh well. So what can Leo expect for September? Attraction. So remembering that you attract the things that you want. And you may also attract the things that you don't want. It's perception, which is what counts. There may be something that comes into your life that you don't want. Be honest. That's how you attract other things into your life. Some of you need to work on that self-love, that attraction with self, that, you know, feel good. That feel good feeling. And it's funny because fruition has just come up, and attraction with fruition, again, you attract the things that you want and you attract the things that you don't want sometimes. But the way that it grows is your perception. The way that you decide to nurture it, the way that you decide to nurture these things is the way that it grows into fruition. You can choose differently if you want to. If you choose to be honest with yourself instead of holding back, you can decide, you can always decide something different. You're not stuck. So stop believing that you are. You may feel it, but that's only because of the self-limiting thoughts, behaviors, patterns, and routines that you impose on yourself. It's about being honest. Honesty is the best policy, my friends. But yeah, do the self-work, the self-inner healing, and acknowledge your wants, acknowledge the things that you don't want anymore. It's okay. It really is okay. You can be honest. Nothing's gonna explode in your face, nothing's gonna go to shit. Just means altering the direction of your course. That's it. I love you guys. If this resonates, please do comment, like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you next month. Lots of love.